Welcome back to our channel, Soap Squad. Today is an absolutely beautiful day to dive into the absolute madness that just went down on our screens. Grab your coffee or your wine because we have so much to unpack right now. The sterile white walls of the hospital room felt like a suffocating cage, the silence so heavy it could literally snap your spine in half. Lee Finnegan held that thin white piece of paper containing the DNA results, and the air was completely sucked out of the room in a single heartbeat. I cannot believe they actually did that. I mean, I have been watching the show religiously since 2015, and I have seen some absolutely wild paternity reveals in my time, but this takes the absolute cake. I am sitting here typing furiously at 2 in the morning because I cannot sleep after watching this episode. My jaw is still on the floor, and my hands are literally shaking. I am half celebrating because the drama is top-tier soap perfection, but I am also half complaining because the sheer emotional devastation we just witnessed is going to haunt these characters for years. Let us break down exactly what happened in that hospital room, because every single micro-expression was a masterclass in tension. The atmosphere was completely suffocating. You could feel the anxiety radiating through the screen. Finn was standing there with this look of absolute, unwavering, blind faith. He genuinely believed that he and Steffy were solid. He just spent days apologizing for the Monaco mess, promising her that nothing in their future would ever come between them again. He was so incredibly naive, and it physically hurt to watch him standing there, holding his breath for what he thought was just a routine confirmation of their happy family. But then you look at Steffy and Carter. Oh my god, the eye contact between those two. They were exchanging these terrified, panic-stricken glances that screamed pure guilt. Carter was practically sweating through his designer suit, and Steffy looked like she was about to pass out before the envelope was even open. They knew. They both knew that their drunken, sizzling night in the Forrester CEO office was a ticking time bomb, and they were just praying to a universe that clearly does not care about them that Finn was the father. And then Lee Finnegan opened her mouth. Lee, who was always so clinical and observant, read those results out loud, and a shocking truth was dragged kicking and screaming into the light. Finn is not the father of the baby Steffy is carrying. 0% probability. I literally screamed at my television. I knew it was coming. We all kind of knew it was coming, because you do not have a secret one-night stand on a soap opera without a pregnancy following right behind it, but hearing the words actually spoken out loud, it was a gut punch. The silence that fell over that room after Lee read those words was deafening. It was the kind of silence that happens right before a massive bomb detonates. And then Finn exploded. I have never seen John Finnegan look like. We are so used to Finn being the sweet, devoted, sometimes overly forgiving husband who constantly tries to see the best in people. But the rage that took over his face, it was pure, unadulterated, primal fury. The pain in his voice when he realized that his entire life was a lie was devastating. But you know what? Good for him. Team Finn all the way. I know some people are loving this for the drama and are still hardcore Steffy defenders, but personally, I think she got exactly what she deserved. Wait, I am getting ahead of myself. Let me back up and talk about how Finn actually figured out it was Carter. Because it wasn't just that Finn wasn't the father. It was the realization of WHO the father actually was. When Lee dropped the bomb, Finn's world shattered, but he is a doctor. He is a smart man. He looked at his wife who was sobbing and trembling, and then he looked at Carter. Carter, who had no business looking that utterly destroyed over someone else's paternity test. The horrifying secret of their passionate night was fully exposed in the light, just by the sheer terror on their faces. Finn completely lost it, and honestly, he had every single right to lose his mind. He screamed at them, his voice cracking with a mix of rage and absolute agony. And then he did the one thing I have been waiting for him to do since this whole mess. He ended it. He looked Steffy dead in the eye and declared that everything between them is over. We are done. He didn't hesitate, he didn't ask for couples counseling, he didn't beg her to explain. He just ended the marriage right then and there, and I was cheering in my living room. Because let us talk about the sheer, unmitigated hypocrisy of Steffy Forrester Finnegan for a second. Can we talk about this? She literally ripped her wedding ring off in Monaco and walked out on her husband because Sheila happened to be lounging on a beach nearby. She torched her entire marriage over a hidden flight itinerary. She screamed at Finn about trust and betrayal, flew home, got drunk, and immediately slept with Carter Walton. And then she had the absolute nerve to sit in the Cliff House, let Finn grovel, let him apologize, and let him slide that wedding ring back onto her finger while she was secretly carrying another man's baby. I am sorry, but Steffy is the queen of deflection. Remember when they tried this with Liam and Bill Spencer back in 2017? Yeah, didn't work then either. She slept with her father-in-law, kept it a secret, needed a paternity test for Kelly, and blew up her marriage then too. She has a literal pattern of running to another man the second she feels betrayed. and then she plays the victim when the truth comes out. I am so exhausted by her constantly holding Finn to an impossible standard while she is out here committing the ultimate betrayal. Okay, back to the point, because we need to talk about the most heartbreaking part of this entire scene. Daphne rose. Daphne collapsed. She literally hit the floor, and I felt my own heart break into a million pieces. This poor, sweet woman. Am I the only one who thinks Daphne is the biggest victim in all of this? Let us review the facts. Daphne was just diagnosed with premature ovarian insufficiency by Lee Finnick. She was told she cannot conceive a child naturally. She was so devastated that she tried to end her marriage to Carter and move back to Paris because she knew how badly he wanted a family. Carter begged her to stay. He promised her that she was his entire life, and that they would figure it out together. And just days ago, Daphne ran into Carter in the design room and innocently told him that she models their marriage after Steffy and Finn. She praised the very marriage that her husband had just helped destroy. And Carter just stood there, absorbing her compliments, playing the noble protector, knowing full well he had slept with Steffy. So when Lee read those DNA results, Daphne didn't just realize that her husband had cheated on her. She realized that her husband, the man who desperately wanted a baby that she could not give him, had just created a child with her best. The psychological cruelty of that realization is almost too much to bear. When she realized that the husband she absolutely adored had betrayed her in the absolute worst way possible, her legs just gave out. Carter tried to reach for her, but the damage is done. There is no coming back from this for them. Carter got what he begged for when he told Steffy to bury the secret, and now it is the worst thing that could have possibly happened to him. I mean, look at Carter's fall from grace. I used to love Carter. He was the moral center of the company, the loyal COO, the guy who officiated everyone's weddings. But let us not forget his history. He had that massive, steamy affair with Quinn Fuller right under Eric Forrester's nose. So Carter is not exactly a saint when it comes to the women in the Forrester family. But this? Sleeping with the boss's daughter and hiding it while his wife is going through a devastating infertility crisis? That is a new low, even for him. He pushed Steffy to keep quiet to protect his own marriage, and in doing so, he guaranteed that the explosion would be 10 times worse. And what about Ridge Forrester? Oh my god, I am dreading and anticipating Ridge's reaction all at the same time. Ridge already walked in on Carter and Steffy mid-argument a few weeks ago. He heard the tension, he demanded answers, and Carter fed him some garbage cover story about pushing Steffy back toward Finn. And Ridge bought it. Ridge swallowed that lie because he trusts Carter implicitly. Ridge finds out that his trusted COO not only slept with his daughter but got her pregnant and lied to his face about it. Ridge is going to unleash a level of wrath we have not seen in years. I am fully expecting punches to be thrown in the Forrester Creations boardroom. This whole storyline is just stacking dominoes for a massive autumn detonation. Think about the ripple effects here. Finn has just severed ties with Steffy. He is broken, he is angry, and he is completely alone. You know who thrives when people are broken and alone? Sheila. Sheila has been circling the drain, desperate for a way into Finn and Hayes' life. Steffy was the iron wall keeping Sheila out. With Steffy now exposed as a massive hypocrite who cheated on Finn and got pregnant by another man, Steffy has lost all her moral high ground. Finn is going to be so blinded by pain and betrayal that he might actually turn to his biological mother for comfort. I know some people are rooting for a Sheila redemption, but personally, I am terrified. Sheila is going to use this destroyed marriage as her golden ticket right back into Finn's life, and Steffy is not going to have a single leg to stand on to stop it. And what happens to the baby? A Forrester Walton baby. The corporate implications alone are staggering. Carter is the COO. Steffy is the co-CEO. They are going to have to look at each other every single day, knowing they blew up 2 marriages for one night of drunken comfort. I am so emotionally invested in this. I have watched these characters build their lives, and seeing it all come crashing down in one single hospital room scene is just brilliant television. The writers knew exactly how flammable this hypocrisy was, and they lit the match perfectly. Finn's explosive rage, Steffy's terrifying realization that she has lost everything, Carter's suffocating guilt, and Daphne's tragic collapse. It was a symphony of destruction. I am going to be rewatching this episode for weeks because there are so many layers to peel back. We are officially in a new era of the bold and the beautiful. The Spencer and Forrester fashion wars seem so trivial right now compared to the absolute nuclear bomb that just went off in the Finnegan and Walton household. I cannot wait to see the fallout tomorrow. I need to know if Daphne is going to pack her bags for Paris. I need to know where Finn goes tonight. I need to know how Steffy is going to explain this to Ridge and Taylor. Will Finn turn to Sheila for revenge? And can Daphne ever survive this ultimate betrayal? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and join the debate.